This episode of Unqualified is brought to you by State Farm, who has surprisingly great rates for your auto insurance. In 1999, my mom recorded me in our family room, delivering the lines for what I thought was a horror movie. My mom read the other roles, and I thought she gave a much better performance than I did. There was even a moment when I seriously considered not sending the tape because that would require a trip to the post office and an entire day's salary for postage. Not that I had a paying job. I was surprised when I received a phone call asking if I could audition in person. Then I realized that the casting director must have mixed up my tape with someone else's. I could have pointed out the error, but I'd never been to LA and wanted to go. So my parents gave me airline miles, and I flew to Los Angeles, Burbank actually, where I auditioned every day for a week and slept on 3 different couches. At the week's end, my friend with the least comfortable couch offered to drive me to the airport, and because at the time it was hard to find good Mexican food in Washington State, I wanted one last burrito. My pager began buzzing just as our nachos arrived. There was a payphone in the back of the restaurant, and when I returned the page, I was told that I got the role. It was one of the biggest surprises of my life. I was also surprised to learn that Scary Movie was actually a comedy. This was after my audition. Speaking of nice surprises, State Farm provides coverage that meets your needs at a surprisingly great rate. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
Hello, and thank you to all of our dear listeners for the feedback that you sent about the voicemail update from Nicholas that we played last week. Since you guys seem to enjoy it so much, we have another caller update to kick off today's episode. We initially spoke to Courtney on episode 151 with Sophia Bush, and to refresh your memory, we've put together a little recap of Courtney's original call, followed by the voicemail message that she recorded, updating us on how she dealt with choosing between her dream job and the love of her life. Enjoy.
Hi.
Hi, Courtney, it's Anna, and we're here with Sophia Bush.
Hi, Courtney, how are you?
Oh my God. Hi, Sophia. So I've been with my boyfriend for about a year and a half, and it's been total magic the entire time. I recently started a new job as a marketing and event coordinator about a month ago, and I really love it. Which rolls me over to my issue is a week after I started, my boyfriend told me that he got this epic job promotion in Portland. So basically, we're kind of at this point where it's like, should I stay at my job in Seattle and find a roommate and be a part of a long-distance relationship? Or should I uproot before I get too deep in my new role, move to Portland and get a new job?
Is it crazy for him to go get settled there and you keep your job, and maybe you put a 3-month limit on it? Because who knows, maybe in 3 months you'll be miserable or whatever and stressed out with your job, and you'll be ready to, I want you to be able to have it all. Maybe you guys, I don't know, this is really reaching, but maybe he rents an apartment for 6 months instead of buying a house, and you guys rent a little place in Olympia and, make an hour and a half commute every night, or at least every other night.
I think that's such beautiful advice, because here's the thing. We always have to make compromises in relationship, but what stands out to me is that you're saying, I know I want to marry this person. And if that's on the table, if that's something you two are communicating about, and he also feels the same way, then for me, yeah, I lean towards saying he should go and start this job, because it's the thing that could eventually be what's best for the two of you as a family unit. The part of me that thinks about the two of you goes, okay, if this is a newer position for you, and I would say this, by the way, if it was him, I'd be saying it whether it's a woman on the phone or a man on the phone. Yes, your 20s are about your career. And that's also when your career is a little more flexible. Like at 27, your career is more flexible than it will be at 37. What sticks with me is you saying that this is your best friend and you know that you guys want to be married. That's a big thing.
Hi guys, this is Courtney. I was the caller from Seattle questioning about dream job versus love of my life. It was really sweet of you guys to check in, so I'll give you all a quick update. My boyfriend and I are both in Portland now. We waited as long as we could and took some time respectively to make sure that we had solid footing on the next step. My dream job ended up not being so dreamy. My boss was the president of the company and held on to the role of the top salesperson. Because of that, she wouldn't always get back to me in the time that I needed in order to do my job, so that was a little frustrating. I respectfully put in my notice, and I did that while interviewing at my now current company, which is something I also think I'll enjoy doing, and it also has a lot more upward mobility. The relationship is so great. We both barely know anything about Portland, so exploring should be fun. And so waiting on that ring, though. I appreciate what you all do, and thank you for keeping me grounded. I'm here if there are any more questions or if I can be helpful in any way. Thank you guys again.
This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Intuit, powering products like TurboTax, QuickBooks, Mint, and Credit Karma. Intuit works for what you work for, and it was only recently that I found out they were working for me. I've been using QuickBooks for years and more recently began using Mint, which is an easy way to create monthly budgets. It was a bit surprising to realize how much I could save by learning how to make coffee. With Intuit, artificial intelligence can predict your future cash flow, recognize a misplaced digit in an account or routing number, and even connect users with live experts who can assist with navigating life changes or help with unique tax situations. Everything is automatically organized as you track your personal or business expenses by scanning receipts, invoices, and other financial documents, while smart budgeting tools let you know before you overspend. Innovative features like these make managing your finances simple, but as you probably already knew, innovation is at the core of everything Intuit does. Discover how Intuit's products can help you see what's possible at intuit.com. That's INTUIT.com. This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Best Fiends. We all know there really is only one match 3 style game worth playing. It's the one with an actual storyline, cool collectible characters, and non-stop action-packed adventure. It's the one with literally thousands of challenging puzzles to solve. And yes, I'm using the word literally correctly. Of course, I'm talking about Best Fiends. You meet your Best Fiends early in their careers. They don't have much experience, but they have heart. I recognized a little piece of myself in each of them. And so I began to assemble the perfect team. I watched them grow as we solved puzzle after puzzle, working hard and playing hard. Today, my Best Fiends are ready to go anytime and anywhere. I'm really proud of what they have become. With new challenges and levels added all the time, there's never a boring moment. So download Best Fiends free today on the App Store or Google Play. That's Friends without the R, Best Fiends.
All right, so we're going to call Jasmine first. She's in New York. Yep, and she is 36.
Hello.
Hey, Jasmine, it's Sim.
Hi, Sim. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Hi, Jasmine. It's Anna.
Hi, Anna. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, thank you so much for doing this. And we're here with Tony Hale.
Hi, Jasmine. How are you?
He's been putting up with my...
I'm good, Tony. How are you?
Nice to meet you. Is it cold over there?
It is freezing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I kind of miss it because it's kind of hot. It's kind of hot in Los Angeles right now.
So, Jasmine, tell me the story with your husband and your friends. There's something going on. Tell us what's going on.
Yes. I just want to say one thing real quick. Anna, I just want to tell you that I'm a big fan of Eugenio Derbez as a Mexican-American. So when you had him on your show, I thought that was brilliant and probably my favorite show.
Oh, thank you so much.
So I wanted to talk to you guys because My husband and I are fortunate where two of our best friends are also married, and my husband and I have been married for 10 years. We've been together for 18, kind of like a high school sweetheart type of thing. And our friends who are, they've also been together around the same time. They got married around the same time. We've only known them for close to 10 years, but they're just a couple that we've always grown together. We support each other professionally, personally. And, we always joked because we've traveled the world together that, if one of us were ever thinking of divorcing or separating, that we would really be there for one another. And not so much for like, oh, we're going to make you stay together, but really more so that, if it ever came down to it, that it would be something that would also be out of like love and like friendship and still being there and holding them accountable and walking with them through this path. So, fast forward, the last couple of years have been a little bit rough for them. And just as, relationships happen, as you kind of either grow together or grow apart, one of them wants a kid and the other one doesn't. Or they're not sure if they do at this point, but, the last year they've kind of separated, not because of the marital problems, but more because a friend of mine took a job out of state. And, he decided to stay back and kind of really, his life is back home. And so now, we're working with them to try to figure out like, what's happening, what are you thinking, what are you feeling? And they're both, they're in marriage therapy and they're doing like, what would be the work, but there's also still stuff there where like, we feel like maybe they're not addressing things. And what my husband and I are trying to be mindful of is like, one, making sure that kind of like vicarious trauma doesn't come back into our relationship, because we're both usually counseling one or the other. And then, we'll come back and be bickering about like, oh, well, he said this and she said that. And why did he do this? And so, and I guess now, I spend a lot of time with her, just talking through, and there's things even within herself that I feel like she's not addressing, and it's really impeding, kind of going deeper into some of the issues that are arising, whether it's like trauma or just other stuff. And of course, like we want to continue to be there, but, I think my question is just like, what is our role? Like we don't want to pry too much, and we don't want them to drive them crazy either, to be like, oh, you guys talk about it now, but we're just trying to figure out how do we walk through them with this, but also give them the space that they need to figure this.
Jasmine, how so when you get sort of this information, is it from the guy or the girl?
It'll usually be from the girl. But then I check in with the guy, and like sometimes they just have two like very different stories, or they're just two different experiences, not different stories, different experiences.
And do you feel like, I mean, and here's the thing, I think that probably it sounds like they may be heading towards a separation, and probably like most separations, there's, both party members are somewhat culpable, but and you can't really inquire because that's like, it's their business. But are you I feel so hesitant to ask this. And it's only because it taps into my own self-absorption with my life. But are you guys doing well? Like, are you happy in your marriage?
Oh yeah, I mean we're doing well. I mean we're also in counseling, but more so because we just have a 2-year-old, and so we are taking time to.
It is.
You just, as parenting happens, like you grow apart, and my husband and I are just, we really love each other, but we've also made our marriage a priority where, we do a lot of professional development, personal development, and we were just like, why wouldn't we do marriage as well to make sure that we're okay and we, stay focused on each other and come back to each other. So in that sense, we're very much okay. I think it's just like, I tend to be like a hyper empath. And so I feel like I carry like some of that, like, after I talk with her, like I'll still be kind of like, like a little bit just like upset or sad. And I think I'm like, I can sometimes bring it back. And my husband's been great about being like, whoa, like that is not our experience. I don't know where this is coming from. But, and I think a part of it too is like, we're both just scared. Like we've known them for so long, and we always tell them, like, we don't care if you guys stay together or not, just please do it kindly to one another, and we'll still love you and be here for you guys and be best friends. But so in that sense, we're okay. I think a part of it is like we're both a little scared just for them and what it all means.
I will say, I think, sorry if I can just add in, I think the gift that you're giving to them is what would suck is because if you kind of put yourself in their shoes, it would suck if you knew one of your friends was for you and then the other was against you because they might have had a relationship with, like you were friends with the wife or he was friends with the husband. And I think the gift you're giving to them is they each know that you're both for them, so they don't feel like the reaction or the support they're getting is divided. So I think that's a tremendous gift you're giving to them.
And I think that also that if they do separate, which it sounds like they may, because it sounds like their life plans are headed on whatever different paths. I think it's really unbelievably generous and supportive of you guys to be in touch with them both and not to be judgmental towards either of them, which it sounds like you are not, Jasmine. Like you're pretty fucking amazing in your lack of judgment, which I think is really strong.
It's also hard to kind of live in the powerlessness of it.
Yeah.
You are powerless to their choice. You're powerless to their relationship. And I think there's some strength in acknowledging that, like you are powerless, but it's hard because you want to control their decisions and what they're doing.
Well, don't you think though too, Tony, that like for a lot of us that like the idea of getting married solidifies our idea in society. So like when our friends get married around the time when we get married, it's like, this is what we're supposed to be doing. Like, this is like, we're all on this journey together. Exactly. And so then when things start to crumble with our friends, then it's like, oh, okay, well, what am I like, totally, yeah. Like, I thought we were all like doing this together.
Yeah.
And
Jasmine, that's hard for you because that was a group of four that was obviously a big part of your life, and it was a set thing, and then that's getting broken up.
Yeah, and I think, Anna, you hit it right on the dot. I mean, my husband and I moved to New York a couple years ago, so like we're pretty used to like this unconventional like life out here, but we love it and we make it work. And I think for them, they've stayed back in like the Southwest, and it's just there's a very different idea of what life is, and if it's not a certain thing, then it feels like it could all fall apart. And I think the thing that's really hard is that it's not for a lack of love, we're like they're so deeply in love with each other. It's just like these these differences and wants and what they want in life is what's kind of like starting this rift. And that's the hard part, where it's like it's not like they hate each other, it's not like they don't want to be together, it's just that they can't find this middle ground.
And you know what though, I just don't know if it's something you can solve.
That's what I ask. I mean, how involved should you be at this point?
I think that I think that you reach out to both of them, and whatever, tell them that you love them, you're thinking about them, but don't. I wouldn't put any pressure on them to like overtly talk, because like you know what I'm saying, like saying something like I want to talk, like because they're both so absorbed in the shit that they have going on right now, that any pressure that's overt, it will feel like nagging, like probably like most of their family has like been putting on them, if they're close to their family, so they've been getting bombarded with that. So I would say, whatever, I love you guys and I'm here, and if you do feel closer to one party member, like if you're closer to the girl, then I would say like something like, let's do that Cabo trip in like 2 years. I can't wait, or whatever, next summer, or some, you know what I'm saying? Like something that, that makes her feel lighter about the idea, because it does sound, from what you're describing, that they may be heading for a separation, but the thing is that there isn't anything you can do about it, and you can just be kind and not pressure them too much, because if they are, then they're going to get snowballed with like friend and family, like, what's going on, what happened. And I know, because I've been there twice now. But it's impossible to answer everybody and to tell them like their story. So I would, and also, Jasmine, though, I do wonder, and this is just something like that is an annoying thing that occurred to me, and I hope you don't hate me for bringing this up, but I do wonder if your concern is also like if there's reflection upon your own marriage, which happens a lot, especially around 10 years, I think. I don't know.
But she's doing the right thing by going to therapy right now. I'm always an advocate of going, even if things are going great in your marriage, to do that.
No, and Jasmine, I did not mean to suggest anything other than, reflection, which is something that I need to do a lot of. But.
Mm-hmm. No, I think that's fair. I think it's scary, definitely, where I think of like, wow, like it could all just go away,
But what? But what could go away? Like,
or not like it. Like, I think it's just like, kind of like, I think just because like they were so in love, and it's like, oh my gosh, if they're so in love and they couldn't make it work, it's like, well,
I get it, of course.
Yeah. But I think that's why also doing like the therapy is so helpful, because it's like, it allows me to also make sure that I'm saying these fears out loud, and not like keeping them or harboring them inside and then damaging my relationship or something, or also imposing on them, on my friends, well, this is what it is and you guys should just do this. I would never do that anyway, but I think it's a very fair question that you asked, Anna. Definitely.
Well, because having gone through, I feel like I need to have a martini and a cigarette in my hand as I say this. Like, being on twice divorcee. but divorce has been like it's been a shift. It's been negative and traumatic, but it's also been incredibly positive. And it's like, oh, who am I now? Like there's it's not, and there is the like my sense of pride in terms of like socially declaring like, oh, I'm going to be with this person forever. That part feels like, oh, I'm like, I declared that in front of my family and my friends and like whatever, and it didn't work out, and am I a failure? But at the same time, it's like, while they care, they don't care that much, and certainly not enough for me to invest my life into their concern, which, I mean, I don't mean for that to sound heartless, but that I can't live my life for their concern. And the people that really love me understand that very well. So so anyway, I don't know where I'm going.
Keep
where
going.
Am I going?
Yeah,
I don't know.
You're going somewhere.
I don't know.
It makes sense.
But I do wonder, like, it won't be the worst thing at all if your friends divorce. In fact, it might be great for them. Who knows?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, we think it actually it really could be good for them.
Yeah.
I think what you're saying is good, to just kind of like let them play it out and just let them know that we're here, no matter what.
And also because there's nothing that you guys can do to save their marriage. So all you can do is be supportive and hope for the best.
Just don't look at their troubled marriage as a reflection on your marriage. One has nothing to do with the other. Just keep doing what you're doing with your husband, and keep going to therapy, and everything will hopefully work out.
Sim,
Thank
you have to sell that better. No,
listen,
no, Jasmine.
I'm just saying that I'm also divorced.
Jasmine, I'm so sorry.
You know what?
Yeah, you just said hey, by the way, we need to hang up. Hopefully things will work out.
No,
for
I didn't mean
everybody.
it. I am hopeful.
Fuck you. Sorry, not you, Jasmine. I meant Sim.
Yes, sorry. She's telling me.
Okay.
Yeah. What? No, come on. No, come on. Sell it better. Divorce is okay.
Divorce is okay. And honestly, divorce is probably the best thing that ever happened to me. It really is.
Yeah.
I grew as a person because of it.
You didn't get that many STDs.
And I'm sorry, Tony. Tony, I apologize.
Fascinating.
Jasmine, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
And Jasmine, will you please be in touch? And I hope that you're and I understand that part of marriage sometimes is being part of a community, but eventually some of that stuff fades. And so will you please be in touch? I know we're going to get feedback about your call, and I so appreciate you. I love you. Thank you, Jasmine.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Thank you all so much. Keep up the great work.
Oh, thank you.
This episode is brought to you in part by Plant Botanical. As everyone slowly comes out of hiding, many of you are asking the same questions. Am I ready for actual human contact? Should I swipe right? Will they look like their picture? Do I look like my picture? Is that the face of an axe murderer? Do I really want to take off these sweats? And for those of you who get that far, what drink should I be casually sipping? I have the answer to that one. While your date sits awkwardly silent, stunned by your good looks, dazzled by your intellect, or wondering how to dispose of your body, the drink in your hand should be delicious, refreshing, crisp, clean, Plant Botanical Vodka Seltzer. Weighing in at only 1 carb, made with real fruit and botanicals traditionally used for stamina, immunity, and detox, Plant Botanical is already thinking about your future encounters. Follow and DM @PlantLovesYou and share a story or video of your funniest, wildest, or most awkward date for a chance to win up to $1,000 for your next one. Plant Botanical, your perfect companion while you look for your perfect companion. Available at Target, Pavilions, Vons, Total Wine, or visit PlantLovesYou.com to find a store near you. Plant Vodka and Vodka Seltzer. Just the good shit. This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by The Pill Club. Do you need to renew your birth control prescription? Want to switch your birth control? Maybe try it for the first time. Whether you know the brand you want or you're looking for help finding the best option, the Pill Club medical team has your back. With the Pill Club, you'll never have to make a trip to the doctor or wait in line at the pharmacy. The Pill Club is a birth control subscription prescribed by a medical professional and delivered straight to your door for free in discreet packaging. The Pill Club carries over 120 FDA-approved brands. Most brands of birth control are free with insurance or Medicaid. Otherwise, prices start as low as $7 per month without insurance. Right now, when you go to thepillclub.com/unqualified, the Pill Club is offering a $10 donation to bedsider.org for every unqualified listener who becomes a patient. Your donation will help low-income individuals get access to birth control through bedsider.org. That's thepillclub.com/unqualified to get your first birth control care package. That's thepillclub.com/unqualified to get your first birth control care package and donate to help more women in need of affordable birth control. Remember, thepillclub.com/unqualified. You must use the link to make a donation.
She was so cute.
We're going to call Danielle. Danielle is also in New York, and she's 21.
Hello?
Danielle, hi, it's Sim.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great.
Hi, it's Anna. Hi, Danielle.
Hi, Anna.
Oh, you're so
Hi.
kind to like. I don't know what time it is there, but you're so sweet to. Isn't it? Wait to do this. And is it freezing?
Sorry?
Danielle, is there a blizzard?
Oh, I'm in California right now.
Oh, I thought you said New York. Are you from New York?
Okay,
I am-
hang up on
I'm
Danielle.
This did
I'm
not start well.
originally from New York.
Okay.
Hey Danielle,
Yeah, but I'm
Oh, sorry. I want you to tell us.
sorry. We keep cutting each other off.
No. I know. I feel like I keep cutting in and out, but we are here with Tony Hale, and he gives really good advice. Turns out he might be smarter than I am, which is highly annoying.
No, and not true.
See, that's the kind of thing a smart person would say.
That's all it takes.
Danielle, tell us what's happening with this male friend of yours that recently came back into your life.
Yeah, I'm going to need all the good advice I can get. So this male friend, we met in the beginning of college, about sophomore year. I'm a senior now, so we're about to graduate. And when we first met on this project, we were friends, but then towards the end, we kind of realized we had this chemistry. But then the semester ended, and that summer we were texting and Snapchatting. We talked every day, and he vocalized interest in dating me. The problem was I was on the East Coast in New York, and he lived on the West Coast. So when we both got back to school, all of a sudden he told me he didn't know what he wanted anymore, and then he had feelings for someone else, but we could remain friends. So then a little time went by, and we were both at a party, and we hooked up, which was something he initiated because I didn't want to look stupid starting that. So then after that, I got ghosted, all that other stuff. We eventually started talking again, and we were friendly. And then a month or so after that, he sent me a pretty inappropriate Snapchat, and I was done. So I cut him out for good. And we didn't talk for a few months. And then he found out I was studying abroad in LA, which is why I'm not in New York currently. And he texted me offering help if I needed it. And he went to say hi the whole semester while we were together, but he never did. And I kind of brushed it off until I had a serious logistical question about California since I don't live here. And he kept talking to me. He apologized for being awful and like leading me on all of last year. I said I appreciated it, and I emphasized the fact that we could stay friends. So when I got to LA about like 2-3 weeks ago, we went to a concert together. He asked me if I wanted to go. It was totally platonic. It was great. It wasn't weird. And then a few days later, he asked me if I wanted to hang out again. And it was platonic again until we went to this beach. Once we were at the beach, he kind of started putting the moves on me, and I acknowledged he was getting close. Like I wasn't really sure what was going on. One thing led to another, and we made out on this beach at sunset in California. Very like romantic seeming, I guess. And then he took me home. He kissed me again like 3 more times. And currently we're still texting, but he's back east and I'm in California, and I don't want to be played again or let on.
Okay, wait.
And I kind of just want a real answer. So how do I get an honest answer out of him, or do I just drop him?
First of all, you won't, I don't think. But Danielle, can I ask you something? And you don't have to be specific about this at all. But were you guys physical before he ghosted you?
Before the first time?
Well, yeah, I'm just wondering if he views you as, like a hookup. And I don't.
Yeah, I
don't want you to be viewed as that.
Yeah, no, I don't want to be viewed as that either, which is why I'm kind of like I don't want to be the person that's there out of convenience. And so when we hooked up the first time, like, we almost had sex. It just like didn't happen though. And then he ghosted me.
Wait. Sorry. And you don't have to be too specific, but why didn't that happen? Did you?
It's just like.
Did you say no? No. I mean, like truly, because I think this is important. You truly, you can tell me like, Anna, I don't want to say that. I don't want to tell you why, and I'm fine with that. But I do think it's an important detail.
it's not that I said no. I was like a little hesitant, but like it was literally just like it physically like wouldn't work if like I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah. Don't worry, Danielle. Don't worry. But listen, I don't know why, but I don't like this guy.
Well, can I chime in?
Yes, Tony.
So I have a Danielle. Hi, how are you?
I don't like him. I don't like him.
I don't like him either.
But I do. Here's my.
You do like him?
No. I don't. I don't know him, so I can't. But here's the thing. What I would kind of challenge you just to kind of take him out of the picture right now. In that, I think this is an opportunity, and we all have to do this, of kind of asking yourself why you're drawn to a person who sounds completely emotionally unavailable.
Oh God, I was.
And so I think there is something about why, because what I'm hearing is the street has been very one way. It's not a two-way street that's happening. And I think I think this is a great, even though it's very hard, it's a really great opportunity of saying, why do I keep pursuing something that clearly they're not opening the door when there are a lot of men out there, because you sound like a lovely person, who would be emotionally available to you?
Well, thank you. Yeah, I don't really know like what it is. I think, well, I've thought about it before, and looking at my track record, I think this is like a tendency for me, and I think I have this like innate part of me that kind of wants to quote like fix people.
Sure,
so
yeah, I understand that.
Not that there's anything wrong with him, but like that's I think where it stems from, where I think I can like change his mind and like all this other stuff.
But Danielle,
but I do understand. I understand that.
Yeah,
I understand that feeling. It's powerful though to bring some awareness to the fact that nothing you do, I get the sense, is going to change his choice or his mind, and you don't have. Even though you hear this and you know this, it's good to bring awareness. You don't have that control to change him.
Yeah.
And but it's also like, why is it scary for you to actually be with somebody? Because we've all been through shit. And what's keeping you from like seeking out somebody who is emotionally available? Is that scary?
Right. And Danielle, like looking over your email, and I'm so fucking flattered that that you wrote in, and I'm flattered to be able to talk to you. And like being 42, I know this feeling of like, why, like, this guy seems to like me. Why doesn't he? Or like, why isn't he? Like, he tells me one thing, but his actions are something different. And I don't know what the fuck that's about, but I do know that I've lived through it, and it sucks. And I found myself very defensive eventually. But not after having my ego bruised a lot and feeling like, oh, I guess the guys don't like me. I'm not hot enough. I like whatever. Like, and I hope that, because I'm not sure I'm crazy about this guy for you, Danielle.
No, this guy is not for you, Danielle, at all. And I don't think you should engage again. I mean, I know that it just sounds like it's just everything. Relationship for him is out of convenience. So whenever he wants to see you and hook up, I feel like I just don't like the way this is. I hate where this is.
And but here's
this is not making me feel comfortable at all.
But also, just to acknowledge, Danielle, I get the feeling like, sometimes in your life we get lonely, we need companionship, you get desperate,
you want physical
affection. I totally get that. However, each time that he does not respond or he ghosts or whatever, it's only hurting you more and more. And so if you can look at it in a way of, when I keep drawing from this well, it's just damaging me more and more.
Danielle, you deserve what Tony said was exactly right. And you deserve someone that will never ghost you. That's and you know what? You're young, and people your age are young, but which sounds patronizing. I didn't mean to say it quite like that because I'm a fucking ding dong, but I am. It's true, but I do think that I just don't want you to absorb the shit that I absorbed at your age from guys that I liked, and that like, you know, I just don't. I just, you know, it was painful. It was good learning experience, but it was painful. And I just, you know, I don't want you to have to necessarily do that.
But do you think this is something that's good for Danielle to experience this now? So she understands that when she does meet a great guy who does not ghost her, who actually cares about her and takes care of her and wants to be with her, do you think that this is good to have this as a reference?
Yeah.
Well,
because this is probably is this the first guy you really like?
Yes. There was stupid high school things, but this is the first person I actually liked, and now I've been through the ringer with it for 2 years now. So it's definitely weighed on me.
2 years is too long, Danielle.
It's too long. It's too long, Danielle. It's too long. It's too long. It's too long. It's too long.
Yeah.
I would say, you know.
And by the way, lesson learned. It's okay, because I think many times we stay in something because it's like, well, I've done this time, I put this into it, I shouldn't stop. But it's like, it's okay to completely stop, have no contact.
Yeah.
There's no shame in that.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. It's very hard.
It is the right thing
but you
to do.
shouldn't feel at all bad of like, oh, I invested this time. You know what? You've learned a lot, and now you can move on.
Warren G would say, mount up.
Yeah, sure.
So I should just ghost him now, pull the plug,
Well,
that's it.
But I don't want you to play. I don't want your gut instinct to be passive aggressive. But yes,
I would lose contact.
Yeah, but yeah, because he doesn't deserve you, and he doesn't. He hasn't treated you appropriately.
And also, the more you're in this cycle, it's keeping you from finding somebody that is healthy.
So it's not about retaliation with him. It's just he just hasn't treated you appropriately.
I have a question for you, Anna, before we let her go.
I want you to find someone that treats you that makes you feel like you guys are a fucking team.
Here's a question for you, Anna.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say that Danielle gets a text 3 weeks from now from the dude, and it's a long text saying, "Oh my God, you were just such I'm such a dick for ghosting you,
No.
I apologize." And he just says what should Danielle text back, or should she tell me what? Yeah, go ahead.
All right, it's gonna be 2:43 a.m. 3 months from now, and it's going to be hey, what's up? And Danielle won't respond.
Don't respond. Yep.
And then
don't respond.
Yeah, and then it'll be girl, what are you up to?
I would actually block his number.
And well, hang on.
Sorry.
No. Listen, I'm doing my acting exercise.
Oh, my bad.
That's fine. That's fine.
Go for
Tony.
it. I love it.
And then he's what's up? How you doing? And then blank, 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 you don't respond. And then more reaching out because he's drunk. And then it's you know, I really want to talk to you. Can I call you or whatever? And then it's if you guys do talk, it's oh my God, yeah, I miss you. When you sucked my dick that one time. Sorry, Danielle. I don't mean to be not that you did that. That's just something that I would probably do. Sorry, Mom and Dad. No, come on.
Okay.
Don't pretend to be embarrassed.
It's fine.
But then it's you know, and then you might get lured back in to whatever, while he jerks off, and you're
and by the way, once he jerks off, he's going to completely forget about you.
Completely.
It was just all about him.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Tony, thank you. You just circled back around in a more efficient way.
That's perfect. Thank you, Tony. That's actually right.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
That
Tony.
was wonderful.
All right. So
Listen,
final advice for her?
I don't like this guy.
Yeah. So you're
don't
saying
like this guy.
Right.
I love you, Danielle. I do not like this guy. And if he comes anywhere, I would love to be I don't know, on a hilltop with a bow and arrow and just be shing. Bye, dude.
Danielle, Anna wants to talk to him.
I love that.
Can we get him on the phone sometime?
You want to know what? He probably would.
Yeah, because I'd love to figure out why he's such a dick.
Yeah, honestly, me too.
Let's get him on the phone sometime.
Oh, no, I'm scared.
Let's do it.
She's saying, yeah. Anna, you don't want to talk to him?
No, I totally do.
All right.
But, all right, Danielle, can you help us?
Yeah, if you can arrange it, we would love to just have a friendly conversation about what's happening. And figure out what's going on inside of his head.
And also, I would also like to say, he might not be a bad guy.
Right.
He's got his own childhood issues.
Now you're backing out.
No, he's got his own pain.
The fuck out.
I'm not back. Oh, by the way, I'm not going to be in this conversation.
Fuck you.
But he is dealing with his own pain.
Yes, Tony, you're coming back for this.
Deal
Well,
with
then
this dude.
Then I'm going to get into his pain 100%. I love that shit.
Danielle,
please drop the mic.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah, hey Danielle, please
Thank
keep
you
in
so
touch.
much for your help.
I love you, and Tony and Sim do too.
We do love you.
Have a good day.
Oh, I love you
a good
guys
day.
too. Anna, I just want to say I love What's Your Number? That's like one of my favorite movies.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I know that means a lot to me because I feel like no one liked it, so I really appreciate it.
I love it, and I show it to all my friends. So don't you worry.
Thank you.
Sweet.
Then I need a $2 residual check from you and your friends. I love you. Please, will you please keep in touch?
Yes, please keep in touch and let's arrange that phone call.
Oh, will do. I'll keep you updated. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, darling.
Bye.
I love you.
Let's say bye.
Tony. Yeah, don't. You can't just look at me and laugh.
No, you're kidding? I love it. This is
You love it, love it, love it.
I do.
What do you love, though?
What do I love?
Why don't you end this?
Everyone's standing up, ready to
Why
go.
don't you end this?
You're like-
I know. Why don't you end this with a compliment towards me?
Oh, well, that's easy. You're incredibly kind. You really are.
Yeah, thank you.
You're very open and you're receptive to talk about your own pain, which I think we all need to do more of. Our society needs to be a lot more vulnerable because people that create a fear-based environment are terrified themselves.
True fact.
And I appreciate that. And you're helping a lot of people.
He's a great guy.
God.
She wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Tony, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Tony.
I love it.
So much.
It was so fun.